Ever encountered this situation? You've got everything meticulously packed for your journey, but then, unexpectedly, security pulls you aside. The reason? You overlooked the new TSA rules for medications in 2025. Curious about the solution? Stick around. I'll share the specifics. 1. Know the TSA's new 2025 medication rules. Once, preparing your meds for travel was straightforward. Just toss them in your bag and wish for luck. However, with the latest TSA directives set for 2025, things have become increasingly intricate. TSA is imposing stricter controls, and not adhering to these revised instructions could result in a delayed departure or even missing a connecting flight. For 2025, mastering the specifics of transporting both prescription and over-the-counter medications is paramount. These updated directives emphasize the volume of liquid, carried, proper storage methods for drugs, and how to prevent setting off alarms during screening. Initially, if you're transporting liquid medications, TSA mandates they be placed in a quart-sized clear plastic bag, similar to other liquids. Yet, unlike other liquids, your medications are exempt from the 3.4 ounces restriction. Here's the catch: you must still explicitly declare them at security to prevent any misunderstandings or holdups. 2. Separate and organize your medications. A common error folks commit when packing drugs involves simply dumping everything into their luggage and expecting things to go smoothly. It's vital to store your medications in a distinct, readily available pouch or container, ideally clearly marked. This approach simplifies things for TSA personnel to recognize and examine your medications if required. Moreover, it will streamline your experience at security when they request your drugs. Remember, all prescribed medicines ought to remain in their original containers with accurate labeling, encompassing your full name, the medication's title, and the prescribing physician's information. Adhering to this will help you bypass needless holdups, particularly when journeying abroad. 3. Keep a copy of your prescription. Journeying with prescribed drugs can become complicated, especially for international flights. Certain nations enforce rigorous regulations concerning medication entry, and lacking the appropriate paperwork might lead to difficulties. Ensure you carry either a duplicate of your physician's prescription or a letter clarifying the necessity of your medication. This becomes exceedingly important if your medication is deemed a controlled substance in specific countries. A formal letter from your doctor, presented on their official letterhead, can spare you significant trouble during customs checks. 4. Understand the TSA's guidelines for special medications. Regarding medications necessitating refrigeration, like insulin or particular biologics, TSA provides specific directives. Ice packs and insulated bags are permissible, provided they are correctly labeled and undergo inspection at the security station. It's advisable to inform TSA personnel in advance about your refrigerated medications so they can handle them with extra diligence during screening. Be mindful that ice packs might undergo additional examination, as TSA will need to confirm they are solidly frozen or contain a non-liquid material. Likewise, if you are transporting injections or syringes, make sure to consult the most current TSA rules regarding what is permitted. Numerous airlines and airports maintain varying policies for medical equipment, so reviewing these prior to your journey is prudent. Some nations impose more stringent rules concerning carrying needles, thus checking local ordinances is essential to prevent problems upon arrival. 5. Keep track of your medication schedule. While jet lag poses its own challenge, managing your medication regimen while traveling can be even tougher, especially when traversing several time zones. Strategize beforehand to guarantee you can administer your medication precisely when needed. Employing a pill organizer is a wise move, but verify that it adheres to TSA rules. Certain organizers feature integrated sections for liquids or injectables, sparing you concern about spills or damage. Furthermore, if you're venturing abroad, ensure your medication schedule aligns with your destination's time zone. Document it clearly, indicating which dose to take and at what local time. This practice will help avert errors and keep your routine streamlined. 6. Notify the airline about your medical needs. Though TSA regulations are vital, you must also factor in airline policies. Most carriers are understanding regarding passengers requiring medical accommodations, but it's consistently best to inform them ahead of time. Whether you require additional storage for temperature-sensitive drugs or aid with injections mid-flight, airlines are typically equipped to assist. Communicate your requirements either when reserving your flight or several days prior to your journey. Frequently, the airline might even permit you early boarding to cater to your needs or offer supplementary support while airborne. 7. Don't forget to pack extra medication. It's always prudent to err on the side of caution, particularly when preparing your medications. The absolute last thing you desire is to deplete your supply halfway through your journey or encounter obstacles in securing a resupply. For this reason, you should invariably bring along additional medication, sufficient to last your entire trip, plus a few extra days, merely in anticipation of unforeseen events such as travel disruptions or misplaced baggage. Beyond your primary supply, contemplate stashing an extra dose or two in your carry-on, particularly if your checked luggage experiences delays. Nonetheless, ensure you do not surpass the legal allowances for medications. While bringing extras is sensible, excessive packing could arouse suspicion at customs, especially if the drugs lack clear labeling, or if you are transporting substantial quantities of controlled substances. It truly boils down to equilibrium. Pack precisely enough to see you through, but refrain from going overboard. 8. Know the rules for controlled substances. Specific drugs, particularly those categorized as controlled substances, are subject to more rigorous travel regulations. Medications such as opioids, benzodiazepines, and certain ADHD treatments might necessitate unique permits or paperwork for interstate or international transit. Always consult the TSA and the destination country's guidelines for these categories of drugs. Some nations possess exceedingly stringent drug legislation, even for prescription medicines that are permissible in the US. You could be required to apply for a special authorization if transporting a highly regulated medication. Within the US, the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, has distinct stipulations for journeying with controlled substances, and adherence is paramount. A duplicate of your prescription, detailing the dosage and the rationale for the medication, can assist in averting complications. Furthermore, it's prudent to examine the regulations of your target country to preclude any misinterpretations or legal entanglements. 9. Consider using a medication travel app. In today's digital era, applications exist for nearly every purpose, including monitoring medication during transit. Medication travel applications can aid you in arranging and tracking your drugs, offering dose reminders, and even archiving crucial medical records such as prescriptions. Some applications additionally feature databases of global medication statutes, enabling you to swiftly ascertain if your medication is lawful in your intended country. These applications prove immensely beneficial for maintaining order, particularly when managing varying time zones and diverse travel plans. Many apps also facilitate the storage of prescription images, which can be convenient if you need to present proof to TSA agents or customs authorities that you are transporting authorized medication. The technological tools are available to assist you, so why not utilize them? 10. Pack medication in its original packaging. A further vital aspect when transporting medication is ensuring it remains within its authentic packaging. The containers or cartons your medication arrives in serve more than just an aesthetic purpose. They are fundamental for verifying the drug, its strength, and the physician who prescribed it. Should your medication be in a blister pack, confirm that the label is easily discernible. TSA personnel are more inclined to inspect drugs that are unlabeled or inadequately marked, and you certainly don't wish for holdups due to a mere packaging oversight. Regarding over-the-counter drugs, retain them in their initial bottles too. Transferring them into an alternative container risks creating ambiguity. Furthermore, Certain nations possess extremely rigorous regulations concerning what items you can import, and possessing accurate labeling is indispensable for an uneventful passage through customs. 11. Keep medications in a safe and accessible place. After expending effort to arrange and label your medications, it's equally vital to maintain them in a readily reachable spot throughout your travels. Under no circumstances should you stow your drugs at the base of your bag or within your checked luggage unless it's strictly unavoidable. The optimal location is in your carry-on bag, either in a dedicated section or even a smaller pouch that you can swiftly retrieve. This guarantees effortless access to your medication, whether for a quick dose during the flight or should you need to declare it at security. It also lessens the likelihood of misplacing your medication or experiencing delays due to baggage complications. You're already thinking ahead for your journey. Ensure your medications receive the same meticulous consideration. And that concludes it. I trust these pointers will render preparing your meds for travel in 2025 a touch less anxious. If you found this beneficial, go ahead and hit that like button. Tell me in the comments what your most significant travel hurdle has been. Pass this along to anyone who could use a smart TSA tip in their daily life. And remember to subscribe for additional straightforward travel advice. Travel safely and take it easy.